I always believed kids made up imaginary friends because they were lonely or bored. So when my 6-year-old daughter Emma started talking to someone in her room every night, I didn't think much of it. She said his name was Mr. Gray, and whenever I asked what they talked about, she'd smile and say, "He tells me stories about when you were little." I figured she'd overheard family conversations and her imagination filled in the rest. One night while I was tucking her into bed, I jokingly asked, "So what did Mr. Gray want today?" Instead of laughing, she looked toward the dark hallway and quietly said, "He was waiting in your room. He says you're taking too long to remember him." That sentence sent a chill through me because I'd never heard the name Mr. Gray before. Over the next week, Emma became terrified of sleeping alone. Every evening she insisted Mr. Gray stood in the hallway watching. Whenever I asked why, she'd answer with the exact same words. "Because you forgot." The following weekend I visited my parents for dinner. After dessert, my mom pulled out old family photo albums so Emma could see pictures of me as a kid. As I flipped through the faded pages, one photograph made my heart stop. Standing in the background behind my father was a tall man wearing a gray suit, staring directly at the camera. He looked oddly familiar even though I knew I'd never seen him before. I pointed at the photo and asked, "Who's that?" My mother's smile disappeared instantly. She slowly took the album from my hands and whispered, "That's your Uncle Michael." I laughed awkwardly and said, "I don't have an Uncle Michael." She looked at my father, who suddenly refused to make eye contact. After a long silence, she admitted that I did have an uncle, but he disappeared. The police searched the nearby woods for weeks but never found a body, a clue, or even his car. My grandmother spent the rest of her life insisting he was still alive somewhere. Then my mom quietly added something that made my blood run cold. Everyone called him Mr. Gray because he wore the same gray suit almost every day. That night I couldn't stop thinking about it. When I got home, Emma was already asleep. As I covered her with a blanket, she suddenly opened her eyes without moving the rest of her body. In a sleepy voice she whispered, "Mr. Gray said thank you." I asked, "For what?" She answered, "For remembering his name." Before I could respond, she slowly raised her finger and pointed past my shoulder toward the hallway. "He's leaving now," she said. I spun around so fast I nearly fell over. The hallway was empty. No footsteps, no. The next morning she acted completely normal and never mentioned Mr. Gray again. 4 years passed without a single strange incident. I convinced myself it had all been a coincidence until last week when we drove past the old forest near my parents' house. Emma looked out the window and quietly asked, "Can we stop and visit the man in the woods?" Scared, my heart sank. I asked her, "What man?" She looked confused and replied, "The one you finally remembered." I have never told her about Uncle Michael. I have never shown her that photograph. And to this day, no one has ever discovered what really happened to the man everyone used to call Mr. Gray.